out a song in your life. That's why ain't no music came out since you've been left. Because you got no music. Because you can't rap. What are we talking about? And I wasn't going to say nothing on my mother's life. I was going to let you go live your life and go get a new writer and go get a stylist and go do you. I wasn't going to speak on you. But you going to go on the internet and say that I'll bully you?
All right, guys. Lil Yachty just quote-unquote crashed out on Karahboo, his former artist. If you didn't know, Karahboo was kicked out of the Concrete Boys. She's a woman, by the way. And there's a lot of confusion about the whole story. And recently, a fan took to Twitter and posted that she had met Karahboo and gave like an in-depth story, or kind of in a tweet, about what Karahboo said about the Concrete Boys and Yachty. Apparently she was getting bullied, apparently she wasn't being treated right, and they kicked her out. And Yachty, when he saw this, because the tweet blew up, just couldn't contain himself. And he went off on her, as you can see from the little like montage we played in the beginning. But anyways, let's start off with the tweet. So this actually piggybacked off another situation, which I'll be talking about a little later today, where Lil Yachty disrespected his friend Mitch. Someone said, "I see why Karahboo left." And someone replied saying, "She personally told me out her mouth they kicked her out. They're all messed up people and they were all bullying her. She didn't leave, they kicked her out. Too Chill was the only person that had her back, which is why she still only follows him." By the way, after this whole situation, I don't think you will. "Bro, she walked into my job, Red Lobster, to order some biscuits, and I asked her why she left. She immediately corrected me and said, I didn't leave, they kicked me out, saying they were really mean to her and bullying her a lot. She doesn't talk about it because it won't." And then she doesn't continue the sentence, okay? She seemed really hurt behind this because, like, to be honest, they really did her dirty, and I believe it's because her name was the biggest behind Yachty. If we being real, I only started listening to him again because of her. They're haters, and I told her she'll do just fine without him. Whoa. So Lil Yachty and Concrete Boys were bullying Karahboo because she was getting too famous? Alright, first of all, Lil Yachty would not be bullying Karahboo. This, by the way, for some context, because context really will help your perspective in this situation. Karahboo was Lil Yachty's assistant. She was in the studio with them, and she saw him recording something for a movie, and she was like, "Whoa, I didn't know rappers could be in movies. I want to be a rapper." He's like, "You want to be a rapper?" She's like, "Yeah, I want to be a rapper." By the way, she was just like his assistant, getting coffees. Like, you know what? You can be a rapper. And he put her on, all right? And you'll see how much, like, to what extent he really put her on, like, later in this video. Anyways, she's how you're saying they were bullying her. They kicked her out. They're rude, disrespectful. This doesn't make sense. Anyways, she later said, "I don't say shit or too much because I know shit gonna unfold on its own." And she later quote tweeted it saying, "This aged well," and then she deleted it. Okay? So, you know, after this whole Mitch situation, which, you know, everybody was coming for Yachty's neck, she was like, "Ah, see, told you, he's the bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's not nice." And by the way, she was kicked out. So Yachty, he just could not take this slander any longer. He was like, "How dare you?" And he decided to go on Instagram Live. And I don't think we've seen an artist get exposed like this in forever. Because, whoa. After the end of this Instagram Live, it seems like Karahboo may just be a mannequin. But let's go. And by the way, it's a bit long. So in the beginning, he's just like, "Yeah, man, I'm just tired of being disrespected." And I think that this is why he went on this tirade on the internet. Because he just, you know, Lil Yachty's constantly being hated on. You know, he was talking about something about like New York and Atlanta fashion and this. And he's just always getting hated on. He just can't. I don't know why. I guess he's just not likable, but, you know, he doesn't get the respect he deserves, you could say.
I'm so sick and tired of helping people, bro. All I done ever did was help people. From goddamn this whole Karah shit to this Mitch situation online, what y'all talking about some Lil Yachty disrespecting his friend. I'm gonna start with Karah, right? Cause right now I'm on some fuck everybody type shit. All I ever did was help Karah. Karah, if you wanna tell this shit, tell the whole story.
Alright, so he then talks about Karahboo just being crazy disrespectful. I'll play that part of the video for you.
Go ahead, tell people how you verbally abuse people. Alright? Don't get on here and make it seem like niggas kicked you out. Like niggas kicked you out cause bullying you. Bro, go ahead, tell people how you talk to people. How you tell my security guy, "Oh, you homeless, oh, you work for me, oh, you ain't got no, you're poor, and we above you," and how you talk to people like they nothing. You talk to people like they small, like they beneath you. Tell people how you verbally abuse people. How you told me you gonna spit on me when you see me. Tell people how you talk to people, bro. How you your brain is clinically imbalanced, bro. How you disrespect people. How you go around treating people in your everyday life.
All right, so he's like, yo, you verbally abuse people, which is just a nice way of saying you're a dick, you know? And he cited multiple examples. He was like, yo, you talk to my home security, like, you work for me, you're poor, you're beneath, do your job, blah, blah, this and that. And apparently she was just not a nice person, just not a good person. And you know, you gotta understand, like, Lil Yachty would not kick out the star of his new group that he's been, and you gotta understand another thing too. Yachty's been trying to put on people. Like, this is like his dream. Like, oh, he wants to like create. Like, Yachty's like, I guess he just gets satisfaction from doing this. It's like, this is perfect for him. It's like, whoa, I finally got it, because he had this group called the Sailing Team that did not work out. Like, he finally got like a star, and he could have like nurtured this person. So there's no incentive for Lil Yachty to just kick someone out of the group. You also gotta understand, he's investing money in these people. Like Karahboo, like money has been put into Karahboo. You don't just pull the plug before you get your investment back. You know, the music business, right? The music industry. And by the way, my boy Big Slab Johnson is gonna be popping in and out of this video. It's a collab.
And now let's talk about the Karahboo situation. Now, I'm definitely not going to say it's uncalled for, because she did definitely throw shots at Lil Yachty earlier today. And I'm not going to lie here, she definitely was right on what she said. I think Yachty is a narcissist. I think Yachty feels like he's entitled to everything. But I think Karahboo is mean as well. And I think Karahboo comes off a little nasty in here and there. I've seen a couple Casanat streams where she comes off a bit egregious. I can't even lie to you. And just like the Mitch situation, just because she said one thing to you, your whole ego got demolished to the point you exposed her whole catalog, her whole life, rapper life, and her whole image. That is f***ed up. That's some f***ed up shit. Yeah, she didn't write her raps. That's kind of sad to hear. Kind of really already knew, I'm going to be frankly honest with you. I kind of knew it. The same way Casanat, you wrote for Casanat on the AMP freestyle. So, to be honest, I kind of hear yourself on those fucking records you writing it. It sounds like you. Besides you taking dick up the ass and you wanted to, scam niggas for bread and all that girly shit. But for the most part, them raps did sound like you already. And that's why some of them shit was garbage. And I didn't listen to Karahboo anyway in the first place.
So she had to do something, if you think about it, like, or she left on her own accord, which also doesn't really make sense. So it seems like she was just being very, very, very disrespectful. But anyways, and if you hear what Yachty's saying, it makes sense. He goes on, okay? He then says, yo, like, why are you, and you gotta understand, Karahboo's very loved on the internet. Like, no one really hates on Karahboo. I mean, they were calling her, like, ugly a little bit, like, when she first started coming, but she gets a lot of love. Like, people show out for Karahboo. And he's like, yo, we gotta stop the front. Like, you're not really a good person, this and that. Like, we've withheld this. And when he says we, he means the whole group. So clearly she was disrespecting the group, which is very ironic because she was saying they were disrespecting her. Seems like she was not being respectful to them.
I don't think Yachty doesn't realize how much damage he done, because he is drunk on the Don Julio in the Bronx right now. Yeah, y'all, I'm telling y'all, he was in New York, just pitch black, just fucking ranting for no fucking reason. But now this group kind of feels non-genuine. It kind of feels fake in a way. Because now since you exposed Karahboo, I'm starting to second guess, wait, do you write for DC? Do you write for Draft Day? Do you write for Cam? And now my mind is wondering, do he write for all these? And can these even separate themselves from Concrete Boys and make their own thing without using Yachty's help? And now I have to really think that. I have to think that now. I have to really second guess that. And now I don't think this group is as good as it once was. Well, I think Yachty's very talented. I think he's a dope writer. And I think he should keep using that. Man, he actually lost another bag because he could have still kept Karahboo even with their separated and keep writing for her and making bag under the spotlight instead of telling everybody, and now she doesn't want to go back to Concrete Boys or even regroup with these niggas because he said that shit in the middle of the night on a Thursday night on a fucking weekday. You dumb Ozempic fat fuck. And while I think this is a loss for Karahboo, I also think this is a loss for Yachty as well. Because Karahboo was so unique and stand out from the group kind of lost its uniqueness. And now because we know that she writes, Yachty writes for that, I don't want to listen to that anymore. And I'm not even gonna listen to her new album. So he ruined her new project, self-destructed everyone, and now the group is
And of course we don't have the full story inside, but if you go to like her Lyrical Lemonade 2, or not her, the Concrete Boys Lyrical Lemonade 2 interview, she showed up 2 hours late to that. That sounds like disrespectful. That's just a random tidbit I just know, but let's keep going.
Internally, we have withheld your actions since the beginning of me giving you this career. What are we talking about, bro? What are we even talking about, bro? You don't even do nothing. What the f? Yo, bro. It's so crazy to me, bro, because I've given you a career. And time to time, you just disrespect me. I wrote every fucking verse you've done. I dressed all 5 of y'all niggas, bro. I dressed 5 niggas every time we stepped out the house. I put an outfit on everybody. 8-carat earrings in everybody's ear. I put 3 chains on all y'all neck. We Cartier watch. I gave you that chrome Rolex. Bro, you the most you was watching tables. You was waiting.
And by the way, he drops some like crazy. This is where he's like, people are like, damn, what? He then says, yo, you know what? You didn't even do anything. I dressed you, meaning he styled her. I wrote all your verses for you, meaning he wrote for her. You were not, he's basically saying you're nothing without me. So the disrespect is crazy. I made you, and he literally did make her. I feel like there are very few times where someone can say they made someone. It's kind of like, but he really did make Karahboo, and he broke her completely. Like, I don't think there's a more clear example, like, whoa. And honestly, like, kind of cool that he was able to do that. Anyways, he then says, basically, he's like, yo, you talked to my label crazy. If you didn't know, some months back, apparently Karahboo was like, my shit is not being pushed hard enough. And so that actually makes sense. He's like, yo, you're just disrespectful. You're mean. You're a bad person. He then says, yo, you said I was stealing money from you? Nah, that's wild. Then he says, yo, you have like a chrome Rolex. You have this. You have Cartier. You have like a Cartier watch or something. You got like chains. You're 900K in the hole. I have every receipt. And you know, if you want to say something, I'll show how much your streams have made. They've made like her streams have made like max 20K.
You tell people you gonna spend them. You tell people they poor, and you talk to my fucking label crazy. You claim I was stealing money from you, bro. Stealing money from you how, nigga? Stealing money from you how, bro? You ain't made no money, bro. See, this is the problem with you new artists. Y'all get popping online, and then you become more popular than your actual music, right? You $900,000 in the hole, and I got every fucking receipt. $900,000 in the hole. I got every fucking receipt, nigga, and I'ma post it. Hey, you try me, I'ma post it, nigga, and I'll post how much money your fucking streams are made.
And then he says, yo, this is the problem with new artists, or with a lot of new artists. You guys get a little bit of attention, and you as an artist becomes more popular than your music. And that's dangerous because your ego gets inflated a little too much. He then exposes her more for not being able to write a single piece of music. He's like, yo, on the freestyle, on the Radar Radio freestyle, I wrote your verse. I slowed down the I slowed down the beat. I made the 808s drop, so you had the hardest verse, and he wrote her entire part. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of fire. Like, if you think about it, on that, she kind of washed all of them, or at least that's what everyone was saying. So it sounded like he really, really, really curated her sound. Like, basically, she doesn't really have taste or style. It was all just manufactured by Yachty.
I wrote that fucking when we went on the Radar. I put you last on purpose, so everyone would say, who the is that girl? I the beat down. I put 808 specifically on your verse, so when it got to your part and the beat dropped, everyone would be like, oh, the girl is the craziest one. I wrote that verse the night before we even went on the Radar on my phone. I typed, I got the voice, I got the fucking reference. What the are we talking about?
And anyways, he ends it on the note saying, that's why you have no music coming out. You have nothing coming out. I'll play that for you.
You ain't never wrote a song in your life. That's why ain't no music came out since you've been left. Cause you got no music. Cause you can't rap.
And then he basically said, yo, I was just gonna let you get a writer. I was just gonna let you get a stylist. I was gonna let you continue being like this mannequin that just gets, and by the way, there are people in like the industry, of course, that move this way. I was just gonna let you continue being this fake bad person, just do whatever you want, because it's not even like that. But, you know, lying on my name, that's just too crazy, you know? At the end of the day, he says, yo, you can't rap. You can't rap.
What are we talking about? And I wasn't gonna say nothing on my mother's life. I was gonna let you go live your life and go get a new writer and go get a stylist and go do you. I wasn't gonna speak on you, but you gonna go on the internet and say that I'll bully you?
And he ends it just saying like, yo, I did so much for you. I let you live in my house, and you just constantly disrespected everyone around me. And yeah, clearly he made a bad mistake. He doesn't deserve this.
Kara, I've never bullied you. I let you live in my house for free. You lived in my house for free when you didn't have nowhere to live. I let you live in my house. I let you live in my house for free. I let you live in my house for motherfucking free. When you was disrespecting my home security and telling them that they beneath you and that they better shut the fuck up and watch this house because they work for you when they work for me.
Now, before I go into the reactions, I'm just gonna say, I think Yachty is totally in the right here, if it's true, which it seems like it's 99%. And this is true, you know. I think the whole like Lil Yachty's crashing out, like, dude, he's just mad. He's just mad and he's on Instagram Live. Like, he's getting no consequences from this. Drama in the end is just good for his career. Whereas for Karahboo, I think this kind of negatively impacts her situation. Because, you know, people will say something on the internet, but in real life, they'll feel another way. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Karahboo, but I could respect that she made some good music. Now that I know she can't rap and everything is being written for her and her whole style was curated by someone else, and it kind of just kills the appeal. So it's like, of course she still has fans. And then the worst part is, if this is really how ugly her personality is, she's not gonna get anywhere. Because no like tour manager, promoter, or anyone will able to like keep a relationship with her. She won't be able to keep it with them. She won't be able to keep a relationship with a label. They'll just shelve her or something, you know? And 5 years, or not even 5 years, and some time, she might end up where she was before, you know, without Yachty. Of course, she could just prove everyone wrong and just smash through. You know, female rappers get a lot of hate, and Karahboo she doesn't really get that because she's kind of tomboyish, kind of like BK the Ruler. So she's like, people just with her, you know? So she's always had that.
So now, Yachty, this is your third group. Now, this is what I tell when it's their third time fucking up in life. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, is it me? Ask yourself, is it me? Everybody who's going through some shit right now, and it's happened multiple times, look into the fucking mirror and ask yourself, is it me? Am I tripping? Am I bugging out? Am I off the perks? Am I off the 30s? Am I off the whippets? Ask yourself that. Real shit. Now the whole group is a fucking sausage fest that raps on Detroit beats and Cash Cobain beats. That's it. That shit is not unique. We have 60 niggas in New York that's doing that right now. And not gonna lie, Bruce Drop 'Em Off always said this. He always said this was weird. He always said this was trying to little bro niggas. He always tried to little bro niggas. And little Bruce Drop 'Em Off wasn't going for that. Nah, Yachty, look, we not your little niggas. You get what I'm saying? You know, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas got big homies. I ain't no little niggas, so I don't even respect big homies. I know Bruce doesn't, and for me, I never respect the niggas in the rap game. That's why I got the problems I got. You get what I'm saying? Niggas be like, Slab, chill on Osama, son. I be like, nah, f that nigga, he a bitch. I wanna respect you, but I can't. You get what I'm saying? But I hope y'all like, share, and subscribe. I hope Bashful puts this in this video, whatever the f he does. And yeah, I hope y'all tune in for more.
Anyways, let's get into some of the reactions. Someone said, and by the way, not someone, K Supreme, who used to be part of the sailing team, one of Yachty's old groups, or his old group, not like he has a million, and he just laughed. And the sailing team just couldn't go anywhere, and Yachty has later spoken how he spent $1 million flying them out, doing everything he could for them, and they just didn't have the work ethic, you know? By the way, I think K Supreme was the best one. Someone said, Lil Yachty made them all put on the same outfit like the Wiggles. And I'm not gonna lie, look at this tweet where they're basically just mocking what Lil Yachty was saying about Karahboo. You can just, and let's just look at some of the replies, because they're kind of brain dead. He admitted to purposely overshadowing the other members. When she was his own artist, he's complaining about developing his own artist. This is not very good though. He shouldn't pride himself on the verses. That guy lame. He's supposed to keep it G. So like, you see how everybody is just hitting on Yachty? And it's not necessarily because he was wrong. Like, what he said made a lot of sense, but it's just that people don't like him and they like Karahboo. You know what I mean? They're all just siding with her. They're like, yo, you're an artist, you're a developer. And they do have points, but she was the one who like talked about him and it got let out, you know? Anyways, DJ Academics, Lil Glaze, Lil Yachty is the writer of the year. No more disrespect to his pen. End it. He's created whole artists word for word and line by line and continued the legacy of others with influencer writing. Give that man his flowers. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been like too fond of what Lil Yachty's been doing the past year in terms of like, I don't know, just the way he says shit. Sometimes it's just like, bro, why are you saying that? But I think right now he's spitting. He then said, I swear to God, I didn't want to do this. And by the way, he posted a reference track for the on the radar radio beat and everything with all of Karahboo's lyrics that he had done for her. So he basically wrote it. And by the way, Yachty is like, He's clearly a good writer. He's written for Drake, Jumbotron, Shit Pop. He's probably done other stuff as well. He executive produced one of Drake's albums, the one with 21 Savage. I forget the name. He wrote Act Up by the City Girls, their biggest song. A lot of people were also making fun of like some of the lyrics because it's like, whoa. But you know, he's clearly a talented writer. You know, you just can't take that from him. I think you might not like his music right now, but clearly can write. Anyways, the Uzi community was also like, Uzi just sat back and let this weirdo dig himself in a hole. And this is what I mean. Like, a lot of people just don't like, a lot of fans just don't like Yachty. There's just so many reasons to not like him. The reason for that is because he opens his mouth a lot and he speaks on situations. I feel like a rapper like Cardi, we don't know what he thinks about anything. That's an extreme example. But a lot of these rappers, like, they don't really, they're like normal people, but they just talk about like regular shit, not like constantly. I mean, a lot of rappers beef, but I think Yachty's just spoken on so many things. You know, back in the day, there used to be this thing for like content creators. They'd be like, for gaming YouTubers, they would say, yo, never say Xbox or PS4, because if you claim one, you're gonna lose half your audience because they're not gonna like you. You'd pick that side. Yachty has picked so many different like sides and so many different arguments and done so many little things that I feel like so many people just dislike him, you know? But anyways, there was some Karahboo hate. Someone said, Karahboo just dropped out my DoorDash. No bullshit. By the way, this was on Yachty's birthday, 27th birthday. And yeah, you know, I would just say overall, what you gotta understand is Lil Yachty will be fine. Nothing will happen to him. He's not crashing out. I don't know why everyone's saying that. Karahboo, it seems like she has a little something to worry about. Because number one, she didn't really respond. I mean, I'm recording this at night, so maybe she responds tomorrow or later, but doesn't look like she will. And I think it's because, number one, she's a little scared that Yachty's gonna come back even harder. And I mean, it seems like he has every right to do so. Number two, she probably just can't say anything because he's probably right, you know? But the most important thing she can do is, you know, at the end of the day, she's a horrible person. There are plenty of very successful people that are horrible people. You can still become successful. The thing is, if she actually has no talent whatsoever, she really blew a huge opportunity, you know? I think she just released a song with Baby Tricks. Like, the only thing she can really do is put out good music and have it do well. The thing is, without Yachty and like people knowing you had a writer and you were styled and everything, and your whole shit was manufactured, and you know, putting out something independently or signing a deal with a label that like they might not really get the vision. Like, she had such a good gig with Yachty. It's gonna be tough, really, really, really tough. You know, she drops an album, are people really gonna check it out? You know, really tough. Like, you can just get washed away like this, like it's nothing. You know. But anyways, it is what it is. So yeah. Let me know what you think. Is she a bitch? Is Yachty a bitch? Are they both fake? Is she fake? Is Yachty fake? Is she gonna fall off? Does she need to put the fries in the back? You know, just kidding. Anyways, yeah, let me know. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye.